is such a special place. You can be from anywhere in the world and you'll be welcomed with open arms.
Hello and welcome back to Breaking Bread, the Birmingham food podcast that takes you behind the scenes of the most exciting food scene in the country. I'm your host Liam. Sitting next to me, the man, the myth, the legend, Carl.
Who, me? I always try to think of something different to do every time.
It's too hard.
No, I'm just going to go back to the original one.
I don't even know how many episodes we've done. Hundreds of episodes.
Yeah, it's in the hundreds now.
So if you've done something different, you'd have to be doing something wild, like something crazy.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
We're very happy to have you with us today. This episode is with Bex and Sarah. They're from Makers of Hospitality, but you probably know them better for running the awesome Wildmoor Oak.
Yes.
Strictly not Birmingham, but you upset everyone and say it kind of is Greater Birmingham. I'm going to claim it anyway.
It's close enough.
It's close. What is it?
Especially if you live if you live in the Harbourne, it's like a 10-minute car journey.
Exactly. I'm claiming it. Most of Birmingham goes there on a Sunday anyway, so...
If you go on a Sunday for the epic Sunday roast, you will see every chef that isn't open on a Sunday.
So as Carl just mentioned, this episode we do talk about the unbelievable Sunday roast at the Wildmoor Oak.
Yeah.
Their amazing chef Pete of Carter's fame, we got onto him. Hopefully we'll get him on the podcast someday.
Yeah, another one.
We'll talk about what it's like running a pub in 2025, soon to be 2026. Everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the challenging. It's a real, you don't need us to tell you how much of a roller coaster that must be at the minute. And then the secret to their success, they're going to share that with us. Every time you go there, it's every member of staff you encounter, the whole team just radiate good hospitality.
Yeah.
Great hospitality.
Well, it's from the outset, it just looks like a pub. And you go in, and it's very nice inside, but then everyone that works there is really cool, really nice, makes the effort with everybody. And then the food comes out, and it's absolutely banging. Not just the roast, which we talk about a lot, but the main menu is absolutely stunning.
I need to get back there and try that, actually.
Oh, I love it, yeah. I'm happy to go back anytime you want.
Yeah, every aspect of the business, the service, the atmosphere, the drink section.
Everything, it's the perfect pub.
They're smashing it. We recorded this a couple of months ago and they were just about to open the plough, so we do touch on that as well. But obviously not so much. But if you're wondering why, that's why. Before we get on to that, we'll start as always by talking about where we've been stuffing our faces around Birmingham.
Oh, we tried. Finally got round to try. It's been on my list for ages and ages, but we finally got round to trying Brazil Porto.
Yeah, massive thanks to Rosie.
Yeah.
Bearwood Bites. Go follow her if you don't follow her. Brilliant as well.
But yeah, head over to Bearwood and try that. It was so good.
Remember that rib?
Yeah, if you like meat, I'm sure it's good for vegetarians. I'm sure they do good vegetarian.
I'm not sure, man. I don't know.
But I mean, I don't think I ate a vegetable the whole time.
No, I didn't eat veg.
I think I might have had some chips.
It's not one of them places either with the carb. Don't be going expecting that.
Yeah, no,
it's not that.
You order food.
It's more like home cooked Brazil. I feel like you'd get it on a special occasion at like somebody in Brazil's house.
It probably throws a lot of people off because from the front it's a shop and a butcher's.
Oh, and the shop. I could have bought
there's loads in the shop and the butcher's. But then there's a bar and then there's a restaurant at the back. And the food that comes out is absolutely banging.
Yeah, it was so good.
I don't think I've had Brazilian food before going there. I can't think of the time I have.
Nah.
But, oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, every course was banging. I mean, that video, I'll put a link to that video as well in the show notes to this because that was a cracking video. What a good day that was with Alex Nicholson-Evans. And that's the Queen of Birmingham.
Yeah.
I tell you where I want to big up, man. Somewhere probably more than anywhere, obviously because the football season's back on, is Charlie's Chicken. I love that guy, man.
I can't fault it.
I love that sauce. Why is that sauce so good? Heavy on the gherkin. Just, it's like crack.
Yeah,
It's so
he's
amazing.
down at the Blues every home game.
Yeah, he has an amazing story as well. It'd be great to get him on the podcast someday as well.
You see him at other places as well. I've seen him at Digbeth Dining and a few of them popping up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tricky. He's great.
It's absolutely smashing it. It's got a shop as well down in Coleshill, but I think you have to pre-order or you can go and queue for 3 hours. But either way, that guy is smashing it, man. Shout out to them.
It is, yeah.
Where else you been?
We went to Chung Ying, didn't we?
Chung Ying. Absolutely.
That was a while ago now, but this is how long they stayed today. That was our restaurant festival, which is always good. Always good. Speaking of which, it's cocktail weekend, but I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. I think I've been there, but before I was interested in food, so I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
But going back as someone that was interested, I was so impressed.
It's legendary, isn't it? It's just the old school Chinese restaurant. I remember when I worked in when I was running Beans, and the regulars would be recommending this really nice Chinese in town. That was like 2009, 2010. Everyone loves it, man. I always have done, haven't they?
Yeah.
We've got chicken feet. Then we just said,
you know what? I was like, I wanted to try
unusual.
them for ages because you see them online and everyone's like, no, they're great. You should try them, and they were really good.
Yeah. Worth the effort to get the meat.
Yeah, they're a bit of faff, but I mean, wings are a faff, and wings are awesome.
And the chicken feet are unbelievable.
Yeah, but bigger. Chung Ying, definitely.
Yeah, I love Chung Ying.
And yeah, that was for Restaurant Festival. So I'm going to throw in Cocktail Weekend as well, which happens twice a year. That was the winter one I went to. And that was... I've never been, to my shame, I'd never been before. I've always wanted to go, but it's always a very busy time of year for me. So the stars finally aligned and I wasn't busy for a change. And I got to go and I can't believe how good it was.
Really?
The effort every bar puts into their cocktail is phenomenal. You'd expect to, like, if you're going to get a discount cocktail, they've just figured out a way of making a cheap cocktail and going, there you go, have that.
Wetherspoon style.
Yeah. But the winning team gets a trip.
Oh,
and I think this year they got a trip to Edinburgh, whoever won the cocktail weekend.
Oh, nice. What was your best cocktail? Do you remember?
Yeah, there was one at Regina's, which I haven't been to. I only went for the cocktail, I haven't been for the food or anything.
Quite a few people recommended that place.
Yeah, they have actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cocktail was absolutely banging.
Really good.
But yeah, it's good everywhere. You get your wristband and you go off and you try your cocktails, and this one had little food pairings with them if you paid a little extra.
Nice.
And it was so much fun. And the drinks, the quality was way better. I thought it'd be good because anything Alex sorts is good, but everywhere put a lot of effort in.
Yeah, no, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Especially go with a bunch of people and you just go to all the cocktails. You get a little booklet and you can mark them all off where you've been and rate them out of 10. And it's a lot of fun.
I know she was saying that they all offer alcohol-free ones as well, so I must give it a go.
That's all, man. Yeah. You couldn't make it this year because we were thinking about it. It was with our friends that we went up with.
Yeah. Oh, wow. No, awesome. So back to today's episode with Bex and Sarah, makers of hospitality and Wildmoor Oak. Hope you enjoy. If you do, please go back and listen to our episodes. There's loads. They're all brilliant. We've loved making them all. I'm not just fobbing you off, that's true.
No.
That is true. They've all been fantastic.
There's a little break now.
So yeah, we're about to go on. I know again. I promise you, we are coming back earlier next year. I mean, we've got a couple of little specials planned as well. Like, I'm not going to sell them in case they don't come off and I look like a twat.
But there is another series.
We've got people lined up.
We've got enough for a couple of years of series.
We're raring to go, and we'll be back. So enjoy your Christmas break. Hope everyone has a nice Christmas. If you're still looking for that last minute present, I'm going to plug his awesome t-shirts.
They're going to come. You got to get them while they're hot. They had to go in. They had to go in. There's not many left.
Link is on our website. Hopefully the Instagram shop will be up and running by the time this is out. I'm working real hard with Meta to try and get that sorted. They're a nightmare. Thanks for all your love and support again this year. We really couldn't do it without you. Just thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Thanks so much for agreeing to come on the podcast.
Thanks for having
Obviously,
us.
big fans of the Wildmoor. Did you practice that?
What happens after 8 years?
It's not just us big fans. Everyone's big fans, aren't they? You're like everyone's favourite, not local.
We do get quite a lot of people, don't we, travelling out from like Harbour, like Birmingham. And I think
Solihull, Shirley, absolutely. And then over the other way, kind of Hagley and Stourbridge, and we never really expected it, did we, when we first opened, how much we would draw from further afield, really, and it's been amazing. Everyone's been.
I think having
positive.
Pete with us, I think he's, knows quite a few people in town and stuff, so they've come and want to try Pete's food, and I think then when they come, they have great food, great service, and that's why we opened it, really, because we were sick of going out to average pubs and just it's going to cost, but then the service was just a bit meh, or the food was average, and it's just we were we can do better than this. And I think that's where we have done really well, because people come and it's consistent. I think every time you come, and Pete's cooking is really good, and he's trying the whole team to be really good. So I think that
solid team in there, which helps. Consistency and having the same team. So especially front of house as well, as we said before, it's when people come in and they recognise people and people get recognised. People love that, don't they? That's that's why people return. Because of having that kind of consistency.
And we're in the country, like you say, but actually we're just down the motorway. It feels so rural.
Just off the motorway.
Yeah.
It's quite close, really.
People forget, and I think people do come down oh shit, it's literally just down the motorway. So it's been a good year.
Yeah.
And we've had some nice weather this year, so it's better than last year.
Yeah, we only had probably 4 decent days last year when we opened that summer. So we didn't really have the opportunity to kind of test outside really last year. So this year we definitely have tested it.
You've got a nice sun trap as well, especially on that side.
Yeah.
It's the sun the whole day, doesn't it?
Yeah, literally all day. Yeah.
Did you grow up around Birmingham, or where did you grow up? We'd like to go right back at the start of the podcast.
Okay, you go.
Well, I grew up in Withall. That's where I grew up. Yeah, so not far from where you guys are. And then then I worked locally around there for a bit when I was at college. Went to Solihull College, and then I got my first job in a pub at the Peacock in Wildmoor Oak Hill years and years and years ago, and then kind of stayed. And then
when there was no minimum wage, we found out.
Yeah, we googled it. We googled how old was I when I was working, what the minimum wage was, and there was no minimum wage. So I think I got paid £3.80 an hour or something ridiculous.
Share your age.
Yeah, and then I went down south for a little bit. Lived in Hampshire for about 7 years, and then moved back up to Birmingham, and that's when I started with Peach. So before that, opened Bank of Brinley Place.
Oh
Like the opening team there. That was kind of a big in '99. That's where I met Irene and Anne. Obviously, Irene.
Because that place was massive when it first started. I remember it opening, and it was everyone was trying to get in there.
Yeah, it was huge. I don't think we realised at the time what a big impact that kind of had on the Birmingham food.
And just physically, it's a huge place.
Yeah,
It's a massive restaurant.
and it was a real London. We got took down to Bank London in Aldwych, went before for training, went down there and kind of experienced what they were doing there, and then we got brought back up to do the training here, and it was mad. It was a huge experience, huge part of my kind of hospitality career.
Being attacked by flies. See, I opened the window for you.
You're attracted to my ear for some reason. I don't know why.
Don't want it to go in. That's when then I moved back up to down south, moved back up to Birmingham, and then that's when I got a job with Peach in 2014, and that's when Bex and I met.
And that bank's an institution. I mean, that's still going, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Talking of places that have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
I started as a KP, kitchen porter, when I was 13 in Bromsgrove. So I grew up in Bromsgrove, went to school in Bromsgrove, and then went abroad for a bit, went and lived in Indonesia, kind of travelled around a bit, went and did a season down in Newquay. So kind of bobbed around a bit, not really knowing what I'm going to do with my life. And then did worked at M&B for quite some time. So I was a deputy manager. I never wanted to be a GM. And then met Sarah when I went to Peach, and we were there for 10 years. I think, hospitality, it's in your blood, isn't it? I tried to leave and then came back and
unsuccessfully.
Yeah, I think it's one of those places, isn't it? You just love it, and we love eating out and drinking, and probably, hospitality is definitely our calling. And I was then marketing director at Peach and left them, and I'd always said to Sarah, let's open a pub, and she was like, nah, it's too much hard work. No, I need to start winding down soon, not winding up. And I was like, but we do it really well. Like, go on, we do it. And we were like, we could only do it if we get a great chef. So, you know, I think the stars aligned, obviously, when Carter's closed and we'd know Pete. And he'd kind of said to us, you know, if you ever open a pub, and I was like, let's open a pub, and Sarah was like, no. And here we are, opening a pub.
And over in a second.
Yeah.
Twisting my
And I guess because I knew Bromsgrove, and like I just knew around here, like there's a couple of M&B pubs. There isn't, you know, there is a few independents, but nowhere like really doing great food. And when we did like looked at the, you know, the guests and the demographics and stuff around here, it's like, you know, there is an opportunity to do really great food. And like you say, we're close to Birmingham. You know, we do get people come from like Worcester. So, and you drove past it one day, didn't you? And was like, the Wildmoor Oak, it's got a sign outside saying refurb plan. I was like, oh, okay, I know the Wildmoor Oak. We've been in here like once, hadn't we?
Like about 7 years ago, walked in. We were coming back from, we walked in, it was like, had half a pint and we sat in a grubby sofa in the corner. And literally drank half that half, and we were like, I'm not staying here. Like, literally, it was
But
grim.
it had a really good reputation. The Hairy Bikers came here like when it was Caribbean. Like it had quite a good reputation.
They had a TV, one of his TV episodes with the Hairy Bikers. Lorenzo did. Yeah.
Someone come dine with me. Like, yeah. And so then I was like, yeah, okay. Like, then Sarah would have a shit day at work, so just put an application in. I'd handed in my notice at work, so I'd got a 6-month notice period anyway. And I was like, oh, we'll figure it out, like what we're going to do next. And then we basically signed the lease for the pub in the back of a taxi on our honeymoon in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, on a phone call, doing
We're
head
like
to terms. And I was like, there's an elephant crossing the road. And I was just like, this is so surreal. What is going on here? Like, yeah. And that was it. Signed our life away, didn't we?
Yeah.
And,
So
back to
10-year
taxi.
plan now to have 3 to 5. We started off, Sarah was like 5 pubs in 5 years. Then she was like, I think I'll be happy with 3. So we'll see. But it's kind of the area we know, isn't it? And we'd moved to Bromsgrove 8
years ago, 2018. Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess then knowing, like, you got to know the area, didn't you?
Yeah.
And the pub.
Everyone talks about how hard it is for pubs, but you're not a little bit worried?
Yes and no. I think we were, obviously it was a huge leap of faith for us because obviously we were in very comfortable jobs with, you know, comfortable salary and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And because we'd been with Peach for 10 years, we were comfortable, you know, we were valued, you know, we were, you know, kind of, we knew everybody, it was kind of easy, but with different stresses, I suppose, and different pressures. So we were a bit like, oh my God, what are we doing? Like, you know, when you hear the news, you know, pubs are closing every day, pubs close every week. And we did talk about it, but like, we were like, if you're great,
people will come and you'll
come.
succeed.
Field of dreams, you know, build it and they will come. And I think that's, you know, it's Kevin Costner, you can't go wrong. But
like, if you do average pub food and average, like, it is going to be hard, you know. And this year, you know, with everything going up, you know, minimum wage has gone up. Like, the beer now is squeezed, but luckily we've got, you know, when the beer, you know, we could put 30p on a pint because we had to, because that's just what everybody was doing, and we were confident. We hadn't moved our beer prices in the whole 12 months we were open. And then when we did, not a single person mentioned it because everybody knew that's what businesses have to do to survive. And as long as it's a great pint and it's a great service, you know, and the lines are clean and the beer's great, like, everyone's fine with it. And I think, like, pubs, the sector is challenged. But if you're really fucking good, like, which we're trying to be, and you just keep chasing the sales and the great service and the great food and the consistency, people will come back, you know. And, you know, we are very fortunate. We've beat all of our targets in the first 12 months, paid off any debt we'd got. So, you know, I think if you are good and you've got a good business model and a good team around you, I think, you know, businesses will succeed.
Yeah. You know, we're our own worst enemy, really, because we're chasing excellence every day. You know, so we are digging into the detail all the time. And I think, you know, some of the team are like, oh God, leave us alone a little bit, because we're like, you know, but we're like, you know, we've got to keep, you know, but we've got to keep being better and making sure that people choose us. Because if they stop choosing you, you haven't got a business.
You
So
can't rest on your laurels.
you've got to make sure that you're always delivering that experience every time for every single person who walks through the door. And that comes with, you know, pressure, I guess, that we put on ourselves and then onto the team to be the best we can.
And we've evolved, haven't we, over the year? Like, we've kind of listened to guests. So, like, we've extended the wine list. We change it twice a year. We change our menu 5 times a year. So there is something we can always talk about. And I think that's what keeps it a bit fresh and interesting. Like Fish Friday on a Friday night.
It's gone super busy on
Super,
that.
yeah. We
really
do,
well
like,
received.
we've had doing a garden party. We do wine and cheese night. So adding those little things in, there's kind of a reason for people to come back. I think if you just be like, yeah, fine, that's our menu, that's our offer, and we're not changing it for a year, people are going to get a bit bored of it, aren't they? So you've got to keep it fresh.
Yeah, and because the menu's short, you've got to keep changing it, because otherwise, people won't come back, because there isn't the huge. We go to some place and the menu's massive, and reason why it's massive is because it's not fresh food.
Yeah, I hate that.
But
This giant menu.
Yeah, you're like,
just give me like 5 things.
Yeah.
I'll pick one.
5 great things, and I'll be able to pick one. Yeah. So because it is short, we've got to keep evolving and keep changing it and lean into the seasons, I guess, and Pete's skill and
Is seasonality important?
yeah, really important. I think, we work with Worcester produce with all of our fresh, and I think, asparagus, prime example, English strawberries now. Again, that just like kind of pinpoints to be like, look, we are fresh food, like, and we do care. And, like when we get the invoices through from Worcester produce, it tells you like where you've, the country of origin. And like when I look at that and I'm like, UK, I'm like, yes, like that's great. And, food ethics is really important. So all our meat is free range. Those little things just make us be like, look, we care about everything. Like, it's not just, bashing out a great Sunday roast. It's everything else.
Which is great, by the way.
Yeah, we do have some
Thank you.
avid followers. But like even something like that, like, roast potatoes, like, it's such an important service Sunday. It's one of our busiest days of the week. Like in the morning, we like have the roast potato check. If the potatoes are 1 week, the potatoes were just slightly not as good as they normally are. So we're like, oh, that's so frustrating.
because you've only got 3 things on the plate, haven't you? What we put down. So your roast potatoes, your meat in Yorkshire, and that's it. With him, obviously the rest gets delivered to the table. But so those 3 elements have got to be
Really
the
good.
best. Well, 4 including gravy. But yeah, it has to be the best 4 pieces of an element of that dish that you can deliver.
Yeah. I love that it comes with gravy on the side as
Yeah.
extra.
Extra
Oh,
gravy.
I love
Just
that.
drink the
Some
gravy.
people are so stingy with gravy. Like, why are
Yeah.
you stingy
I mean,
with
I
gravy?
don't like gravy.
I
I
love it swimming.
I could say,
Yeah.
Like a
literally,
soup,
just
berries
just keep
under
adding
gravy.
it. Yeah,
Well, my niece
cut the
works,
potato more. Yeah,
my niece works for us, and she said the other day, was it
she confessed that she drank a jug of
Louis
gravy.
gave us gravy. She literally drank it out the jug.
She like it was like truth moment. She's like, I've got something I need to tell you.
I drank gravy out
Like
of the jug.
confession time.
I could
not a
easily
drink.
do that. Easily.
Yeah. Bathe in
Yeah,
it.
it's good. We get a lot of. It is good gravy.
It is. It does
But
take
like
me a long
even
time to
that,
make.
like we roast the bones. It's a proper bone-based gravy. And something so simple that is the effort of making a great gravy makes us stand out again. So it's those little things.
Like when we were getting the kitchen kitted out, Pete was like, I really want a brat pan. It's like a big saucepan thing, isn't it? Yeah, and it's got like a wheel on it, and you can just like liquid.
And we'd never worked with one before.
No, Peach, we never had one. No, in any of the White Lion had one, but that was it. Yeah, but
we were like, what?
it was like $5,500 for this bit of kit, and we're like, that's gonna have to like pay for itself. Like, how is that? Like, what's the difference? And he was like, Sunday gravy. You just got to trust me. And we were like,
Okay.
transferring the money out the bank, $5,500. You're like, okay, bye, but
It's one of the best things we've bought.
it's paid for itself in the first few Sundays, with the compliments that we got on the gravy, and then that return and that. Yeah, and all of a sudden,
I think that's what makes it roasting. If the gravy's shit, then everything else can just change.
100%.
You're pouring it over
everything. It's going to
That's
change the
why
flavour of
I hate
everything.
it. Like, why are you pouring something all over your food? It makes no sense.
Don't listen to
me.
her. She has mayonnaise with a roast, so it was
Oh.
don't.
Okay. Now I understand.
Yeah, let's move on quickly. It was nearly a divorce moment when she first did it. I was like, what are you doing?
And to be fair, I didn't used to like roast potatoes, but I will eat our roast potatoes. So thanks, Pete. Turned me into a roast potato fan.
Despite pubs closing, everybody seems to love a boozer. Like, even though I don't drink, but I just love a pub. What is it about pubs that's so special, do you think?
Well, I think it's, as human beings, we are naturally sociable people. Like, we want, I think obviously during COVID that kind of showed it, didn't it? How, it was painful for a lot of people not having that place to meet. I think, and we saw that when we opened here. We invited all the locals down, just literally the people in Wildmoor. So like 500 people with a little flyer through their door, inviting them round just to on the Wednesday before we opened. And obviously this pub had been closed for 2 years. Pre us,
and before that, a lot of them didn't use it anyway.
Yeah, because it was wasn't their event, so it kind of upset a few of them. And but when they first came in here on that Wednesday before we opened, you could see they hadn't had the opportunity to meet their neighbours in a pub for so long at the end of their road, and they were literally like, "Oh my God, Bob, I haven't seen you for ages," like that, and just to see that kind of. Everyone was just like, oh, it's been, just for us to watch that, it was like, wow, this is amazing. And I think because
they come quite a lot now. There's like, there's 3 old boys. They come and meet here, and it's like they probably wouldn't meet at their houses, but they'll meet at the pub, and like he'll have 2 Guinnesses and then go on to the Guinness Zeros, his driving. So I think just that social we call, and then there's another group we call them the Wildmoor Massive. Like so they come in, and it's like they come here to socialise. And I think, like you say, like. Now socialisation isn't about going to the pub and getting pissed. It's more about that connection. I don't think any other sector of, restaurants, casual dining, like nowhere has that socialisation, I think, like the pub does. I think it is a real social hub in the community.
And that's what we wanted. The balance was hard for us because we didn't want to become a restaurant, obviously because we are really food focused, but we still wanted to make it accessible for people and feel comfortable for people just to come and have a pint or a pint of squash or, whatever, just so, because I think you do have that, it is a tipping point sometimes where you do become more food-led, and then the drinkers kind of don't feel as comfortable, or we're quite aware of it, aren't we, where we try not to book out the bar too much for food.
Because we could on a Sunday, because we're that in demand, book everything out in here, but then it's like, but what if you just want to pop in, if you're on a dog walk, you just want to come in for a coffee, there's nowhere to sit then because everywhere's booked out. So we've consciously had to pull that in.
But because it's, you want people walk in to a pub and then everywhere's laid up
and booked out
for dining. Because I think you're like, oh, I just wanted a
pint.
pint.
Especially if you're local, like you just want to go to your local. Yeah.
So so we've made a conscious decision to do that. But I think, you could, like I said, you just can't beat that. I'll meet you at the pub for a pint or
there is a uniqueness to it, I think, with pubs where you just go and like my local, I talk about all the time, the Shaking Hand in Shirley. It's fantastic. It's a proper cheers bar. Everyone knows each other in there.
Yeah.
You only know the people in there because of going in there.
Yeah.
You can go there, chat to the staff, you sit down, you chat to some fella that you've seen in there a million times. You just strike up a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's a nice social thing where you can just go by yourself. And you know you're going to chat to someone.
Yeah.
Like, that's so rare. I can't think of, like, I'll go to the gym and I'll start talking to someone. That'd be really weird. Although you chat to loads of people.
In the gym.
I must spend about 20 to 30 minutes on my workout just chatting to people. I love it.
You're
I
like
love
an
it.
uncle at a christening. Going around
We have socials and stuff.
But
it's just nice.
Yeah.
That's
it. You just want. Yeah.
And I think like we know is pubs really. Like I'd love to, open like a little wine and tapas bar restaurant, like when we get to hopefully 4 or 5. But like, and
when she lets me retire.
You're not retiring until I retire too. But it's like that would be out of our comfort zone. I think once we've worked in pubs our whole life, it's like that's our bread and butter. That's what we love. And I guess Pete loves pubs as well. Obviously, he's done the restaurant thing for the last 13 years. But when he goes out, he goes to a pub. So I think that's why he was, kind of really gagging to get in and do great food in a pub. Because it is a special place.
Yeah. That's what we wanted to create here, was it's that atmosphere, I think, as well. Like when you walk into a place, you can tell if the team are happy. Like you said, you go to your local and they're all, hello, how are you, kind of thing. You walk into some places and you just feel it straight away, can't you, that no one wants to be there. It's not a happy place to work. And we've always said in hospitality, you spend more time at work than you do at home normally with your family, as you do with a lot of jobs when it can be all consuming. And I think, that's why we've always kind of hire nice people that like people. you know, that's it. You know, it's like that's what you want. It doesn't matter about
can train the hard
You can teach the
skills.
hard skills, but you know, I interviewed a girl the other day for the plough, and she just straight away she was super bubbly. She's got experience, not huge experience, but she's got, you know, supervisory role experience, but she was just great. You know, super bubbly, super friendly. And I was like, I offered her the job there and then. And I haven't even seen if she can carry 3 plates. So I was like, you know, I can
You can teach that.
I can teach the rest, you know. But she was just straight away, she just had a real like nice warmth about her, and she was like, you know, really happy and bubbly. So, and that's what, you know, that's kind of what we want, because when you walk in, we want people to be like, oh, how are you? You know, like, all right. You know,
It doesn't make you want to go back, does it? Like,
we've all, you know, everywhere you go, like, well, you know, it's, oh no, we stopped serving food.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know,
okay.
that's like, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you know David Chang, Momofuku, New York chef?
Oh, okay.
Korean,
Yeah.
He said the same thing, like, you know, it's completely about just having someone who's warm and welcoming. And he says wherever he goes, if he's going like a DIY place, if there's somebody there that does that, he like on the side just says, you ever worked in hospitality?
You'd be
Wanna-
good.
Just
Yeah.
do you ever
Give him a
find
little
yourself
card,
doing
a
that?
card, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is, you can't teach that.
No.
You can't teach that. That's got to be something that's ingrained in
Yeah.
somebody. That's part of their, you know.
But you've
part of
never
it.
gone and done that somewhere, or?
We used to have like poaching cards in Peach, where Lee Cash was a big fan of it, wasn't it, when I first started? A little card saying, you know, join our team. And he'd literally, if we had great service somewhere, he'd like leave a tip and then just leave the cards, and he'd be like, give me a call kind of thing. So we used to poach, as they used to call it, poaching team. But
That's very
you've got to
common.
be-
A lot of people
yeah.
work in lots of
Yeah.
different
I mean,
places.
Totally.
I'm not saying do it to other hospitality businesses. I'm
It's,
saying,
it's,
like,
it's a very
B&Q.
fine line.
yeah, just where you find people out and about. Like,
Yeah.
I work in construction now, and sometimes I do come across people, and I'm like, you are way too warm for this industry. Like, you would do fantastic. in
Go and use
hospitality.
your personality
Yeah.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Have you read Will Guidara's book?
Yeah,
Who's-
Unreasonable
Yeah, the art.
hospitality.
Yeah,
So obviously look after your staff,
Yeah.
and then now look after
Yeah.
the customers.
Yeah. There's so many things in there that, like, you know, you take inspiration from. I think there's like one point in there about, I don't know if he calls it this, but I'm going to call it this, like the fuck it fund. Like, you know, some of the part, a little bit of your percentage of your business, you should just spend on things to experiment with. Like, you know, if you've got a healthy P&L, you know, I think it's like, you know, you've got this little pot of money just to try new things. And I think like that is quite powerful. And like, you know, we really empower the team, you know, something as little like, you know, give them, if it's someone's birthday, someone's anniversary, you know, give them a birthday card, you know, put a candle in their pudding, make that normal bog standard pub visit for your birthday memorable and wow. So it's like, you know, doing those little things, isn't it, of like, you know, just going above and beyond for people and playing around with it. You know, we have layered things on here, like that little outside area. We found that some people weren't enjoying the benches, some people didn't want to sit in the shade, so now we've got round tables out there that people dine at so they can sit in the sun. You know, and it's not always about making loads of money. It's like when you have got some money available, how can you re-spend it on the business or try something new or buy the kitchen a new bit of kit because it's gonna, you know, help improve, be more efficient. But yeah, and that book came out. I read it. You listened to it on audio, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's loads of great stuff.
We bought it for
doing.
Emma, actually, our deputy, didn't we?
Yeah.
When she first joined us, we bought it for her as a kind of like with a offer letter and welcome pack kind of thing. And said, no, this is kind of like what we believe is hospitality.
It's great.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone in hospitality should read that book.
Yeah.
I think it's so fantastic. Know the story about, I think it was when he was at 11 in New York, and there was the couple who said like they'd at so many Michelin-starred restaurants, but they'd never got to try the
hot dog.
Yeah,
he
you
went
went and got it.
Yeah,
Went on the side street.
did you see the bear then? Did you watch the bear?
Yeah.
That's where that scene came from, you know, where the brother was working at the fancy restaurant.
Fancy restaurant,
And he went out and does the pizza, doesn't he? The deep pan pizza. I thought,
And I think
it's
another
so
thing
good.
in that book, which was interesting, they were always looking at ways to improve and better themselves. And that's what we're always doing here. It's like, you know, one of my pet hates, and we haven't nailed it yet, is the check back. So it's like the guest has to be checked back, but only once. It bugs me when they don't get checked back or two people do it. Like either of those is like really frustrates me. So I'm like, there must be a way and we're still trying to figure it out. As
Like the Nando stick.
you know, it's been checked back.
Because they come
Get
over
rid
and it
of
goes
it.
every night and they take the stick, and that means that the table's
They've
been
checked
checked
it.
on.
The amount of times we've been like, have you checked back on the table? Is that table checked back? I'm like, there's got to be a way to figure this out.
Yeah,
So-
we're trying to do like, I'm going to do a check back and then take the salt and pepper away. And I was like, good luck with implementing that. I think because it's like,
And then the guest is like,
that's going to take a long time to become a habit.
A, your food doesn't need seasoning. B, you should have seasoned it by the time I've checked back if you want seasoning. You don't need your salt and pepper. But yeah, that like constant.
Lasted
And
a
we're
day.
always saying to the team, like, you know, how can we make this better? How can we, you know, improve what we're doing? And I think he's a real advocate of that.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. And, you know, like Sarah said the other night, she's like, you know, it's so simple, hospitality, but yet so many places aren't doing it very well. So it's not that simple. So, yeah, for us, it feels quite easy and simple. But, yeah, like it says, a lot of businesses not doing it great. So,
Do you like encourage the team to come to you with improvements? Say, like,
100%.
could do with this. And you're
Yeah.
open to them.
Yeah, 100%. We always say like multiple brains is better than one or two. You know, so,
Yeah.
and they're you know they're seeing it every day. And if something's annoying or something could be better, and something, you know, because when we first opened, you know, we've changed quite a lot since then, because you realise that doesn't work being there, that doesn't work, you know, just like this, you know, outside station, you know, little things like that. And then they'll say, you know, oh, we want to do, you know, can we do this? And we're like, 100% give it a go. Yeah, because it's, you know, we're all part of the team. I think if we can all work, all row in the same boat in the same direction, it makes it all a lot easier, doesn't it?
and it's like something like in the kitchen, that fridge that we bought them.
Service fridge.
Yeah, service fridge, because they only had one on mains, they didn't have one on larder. So every day they were having to get all the stuff out for service, then pull it all back in the fridge in the afternoon, then get it back out of at night. So that's just A, time wasting, B, not being efficient. So if the piece of kit was like $3,000 or whatever, it's like, it's worth it because it makes everybody's life easier. I've just put a fan in the kitchen because it's fucking hot in there at the moment. So, you know, those little things where you're like, we want to make your life easier, and yeah, let us know how we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like then the team feel valued then, don't they?
And
so
happy.
Then they add value.
Happy team,
Yeah.
happy guests. That's one
Yeah.
of our values.
Yeah.
Like,
It also makes them feel like they're part of it. You know, they've got a bit of
Yeah.
skin in the game. Oh, they've
100%.
implemented my. There's,
no idea.
there's nothing worse than, I don't know if you ever worked for like someone like Weatherspoons, but like it's so rigid. You're not allowed to have a beard. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do
Yes,
that.
yeah.
And you just feel like a drone.
A
like, you
robot,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
It's hard to give good hospitality in that environment. So
Yeah.
what you're doing is incredible. I think.
Yeah. And like with the specials, so, you know, we say to the team, you know, every day we change our specials. Every week we sign the specials off on like a Sunday or a Monday. So if they've got an idea, something they want to do, like, crack on, you know, do it. It's not all on Pete and Louis. It's, you know, all levels of the kitchen should be getting involved with that sort of stuff. And, you know, Louis put the masala cod dish on, which then went on the menu. So specials was a really good place for us to test things. And then, you know, how good must that feel for a chef to be like, oh, I did that, and then it went on the menu. So yeah, their ideas is really important.
Yeah, huge.
You've mentioned Pete a few times, obviously, from Carter's fame. How did you become friends? How did you get to know him? Because it's, as you said, it's a big name to kind of get in for a
Yeah.
pub.
Yeah.
We've been to Carter. We
We've
know Holly really
and
well.
Brad, yeah. And then obviously Pete, then Pete started going out with Charlotte, who was
We knew we worked with us.
She was my deputy at the Highfield. That was just start of COVID. So then we kind of became part in our kind of
friendship
group. And then so we've just been friends kind of, you know, for since then, 5-6 years. And then and then that's when Bex said, oh, he was like, you know, if you ever do anything, let me know, kind of thing. And then obviously
It's kind of like all that, you know, that you have those conversations. Like I would say, oh, it'd be really great opening a pub, not thinking we ever would. Pete probably said to us, oh, you know, I'd love to, you know, work with you guys in a pub. We're like, yeah. Like, it will never happen.
And then, like as you said before, then the stars aligned really with Brad and Holly. Then they obviously went to Westlands, and Pete then went with them there. And then obviously then they went down to London.
Yeah.
And so it was almost like it was like sliding doors moment, kind of it all worked in plan. And then he was just like, so he was then like, what's next? And then we were like, well, actually we might have something now. And then it kind of all just kind of worked in together, didn't it? And the plan just
Great
kind of
time.
dropped in.
Yeah. It was just
because you know he would never have left working with Holly and Brad,
Yeah.
obviously, 'cause, 13 years he was there, and, and loved it and grew with them and their business. And obviously they had an amazing business at Carter's. That was also an institution for such a long time.
Yeah.
We had some great food there. So I think if they hadn't then made their decision to move forward, then people probably would still be with them now. If they'd stayed in Birmingham or whatever, we'd just move with them. So it all worked out.
What a draw for the pub as well.
I know.
Like, as soon as I seen he was coming out, I was like, I was messaging, I was
business,
like, this pub's going to be fun.
Yeah. and that's it. And we can't take that away from him. And as you know, like he's got such a great reputation, and that's hence why we've got such great industry people following us and came to when we first opened to support us. Then them sharing their food on their stories and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Then it just layered it. And then all of a sudden it's just changed our reach, I suppose.
And like Luke's been, hasn't he? Akhtar's been. We've had quite a chefs who we look up to, and now we're serving them, and we're like, oh shit, like this is serious. So it's just and they've come multiple times, which again shows that that consistency is really important.
It's one of them places you see, and you look at the Insta reels on a Sunday afternoon, and everyone seems to like they were here.
Yeah. I get quite sad some Sundays though when no one's posted anything. I'm like, oh guys, but there's normally somebody in posting, sharing.
Every time I've come in, I've recognised 2 or 3 people just from here or there,
just
even if they're just having a drink. They've popped in and it's like we know a lot of people in hospitality. There's always hospitality people in here. That's got to be a good sign.
Yeah,
they're not wasting their time.
That's an honour for
huge
us.
Compliment. Huge compliment.
And like you said, to see you guys have been back multiple times, and when people do come back multiple times, you're like, it's not a warm fuzzy feeling because you're like, fuck yeah, we're the place they're choosing to spend their money, and that's a real honour, especially when it's foodie people who love food and stuff coming back to us. It's it's a real privilege.
For anyone who hasn't been, firstly, why not? Why the fuck
What do you do?
But how would you describe the food?
Unpretentious. I think we are doing good quality pub food, and Pete's view is like everything on the plate, like you eat. He's not putting anything on the plate unnecessarily. It is like fish, chips, tartar sauce, curry sauce, mushy peas. Like that's it. So it's not overcomplicated. It's not it's not fine dining, but it is definitely just really good quality. Like the ingredients we source are, we work with the suppliers to, and then we cook it with care. I say they. We're getting like a lovely piece. What's that steak we sometimes get on the Boston rib? Lovely piece of steak on the bone. They cook it beautifully, and it doesn't need to be fussy and fancy. It just has to be
great food, cooked well.
Quality food.
Yeah. I think, and we did an interview with a girl, Pete and I, on Friday online for a chef, and and Pete said, it was exactly what he said to her, was like, every menu change, we're just trying to get better and better and elevate it more and more, but without, taking it out of the context of what we're delivering. So he says, we're always learning and evolving and thinking, okay, what's next? What can we put on next that's going to taste even better? So, like you said, each of those 3-4 elements, it's going to be hopefully the best tartar sauce you've eaten, the best curry sauce you've had, and that's the thing. It's all those little bits that the best hispy cabbage that you're going to have, because and all the Sunday veg, I think it's different. Where previous places I've worked, they often just boil all the veg in together, and each bit of vegetable just tastes exactly the same. But when Pete did it here, and he in the brat pan, worth 5.5 grand, he'll do the carrots, and then they'll be like butter glazed, and then he'll do the broccoli, and each one has been done differently with a little bit of something. Even though then you get served them all in the one bowl on a Sunday, each one has had its different cooking element. So hopefully when you have a bit of everything, it all tastes great and not all just tastes like boiled cabbage, where it often does, doesn't it, when you go for Sunday, because it's all just been boiled all in the same pot. And that's kind of what he's always done, isn't it? It's just kind of trying to elevate each bit of that dish.
And there's we've got a prep chef, so we are fortunate that we can afford to have that. But what that means is then Pete's, recipes and methods can be slightly more elevated than a normal pub. Like, he does some things and I'm like, is that necessary? Well, it obviously is, because the end result is really good. So, some of the processes of making some of the stuff is more timely, but then it's executed and, it tastes really good at the end.
Yeah, like the cheese and potato Wellington. It's basically like it's just a cheese and potato pie,
that.
ultimately.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, so he was just like, well, I'm going to make it, but he wants to be the best cheese and potato pie you've ever eaten. So they basically make a dauphinoise first, and then that's the potato element in the pie, basically. So
And he
then
makes caramelised red onion to put on top.
and then there's a big wedge of cheddar, and then wraps it in pastry and bakes it. So when you put it on the plate, it looks quite humble, doesn't it? It looks, just like a pastry bake almost. But then when you're eating it, you've got your layers of dauphinoise potato, caramelised onion, cheddar, and then and that's kind of it's just those little things, and you're like, and it's people who aren't vegetarian are ordering it and coming back for it because it just tastes great.
And like the Wellington, he was like got his lattice cutter out, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, it's just a veggie pie." Like, and me and Sarah was like, "He's not going to keep up with this in the whole of December." And fair play, they did.
Yeah.
Because he's like, it's got to look good on the plate, and we're like, and we're just seeing like time consuming, like money being spent, with the lattice cutter.
But then everyone comes in and they're like, "That's the best."
Yeah, and it
best
looks
thing
great.
ever, and it looks
so-
great. So eat with your eyes first, don't you? So yeah, it's just those little tweaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have to rein him in sometimes, but most of these are.
Yeah. And like the specials and stuff, that gives them free rein to be a little bit even more creative. But still, things like we do like whole fish, don't we? We're like, oh, it's with just brown burn rosette and shrimps again. And we're like, can we change it? So then we change it. And then
It doesn't sell.
Yeah, and we're like, sometimes the classics are the classics for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, good quality pub food.
Because I know you change it, but is there anything that stays on the menu? Like if you got rid of, people would absolutely kick
So-
off.
Well, we
there's-
did get rid of it, didn't we? And then we bought it back.
There's only two things that have been on the menu since we started: the fish and chips and the sticky toffee pudding. So the
about
burger
to
has
say.
changed.
We took the burger off, and then we had to put it back on again.
Yeah.
Because with a small menu, you have to. Because if you have too many things that are always going to stay on, you're never going to be in a position to change the menu, are you? So it is really it's such a fine balance. So we were like, we'll take the burger off and we'll put whatever it was, something else on, and it is and then people were like a bit upset, so we had to put it back on.
And it's like, because it's a short menu, you've got fish and chips, burger and chips, steak and chips. Like, that's 3 slots gone.
Yeah.
And I'm
Out
like,
of 9.
so I'm not like, nothing else with chips. And it's like, oh. So then it's like, what are we going to do? So like we did the steak with dauphinoise for a menu change, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because, there's nothing worse than it being like chips. But also, they're the classics. You can't do a burger not with chips. You can't do fish without the chips. So, yeah, it is always evolving. But we actually don't get to eat that much off the menu. Like, the amount of times, like, Pete comes up with an idea and he might put it on specials, like the spec and stuff. And then, like, we change the menu and everyone's like, oh, this is lovely. Have you tried it? I'm like, no, is it nice? But the masala cod at the moment, people are loving that.
That's the winner on the menu at the moment. It is super, really, really good. And that's another point to that, where just the elevation, like he did a turmeric hollandaise to go with it, because on the specials we just had it when we put it on initially, it just had the turmeric butter, and then he was like, I think it needs something else. So then he was like, I'm going to do a turmeric hollandaise as well, like over the Bombay
And
potatoes.
we're like, that's unnecessary.
And that's another process.
You're making another hollandaise.
Yeah, but then everyone is like, oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, it's just that, we've got to listen and take on board what, at the end of the day, he's the chef.
And like back to your point earlier about, the challenges and running pubs, like, cost pressure on dishes is quite tough like now, because, meat has moved, like our fish for our fish and chips has moved like 60p in 2 weeks. So that now costs us 60p more. And we can't charge an extra £2 for fish and chips to cover that cost. The burger moved 20p because it was a double patty. So it was like 9p a burger. So, then we're always looking at, we cost all the dishes. And I'm like, we can put turmeric hollandaise on, but now that's an extra 12p on the dish. Can we put an extra 90p on to cover that? So you know, those conversations. But sometimes it's like you've got to not worry about the cost implication if it's going to make the dish better, and it's just that wow on the plate.
Yeah, because you know, you want people to keep coming back. You know, at the end of the day, if you haven't got guests coming back, you haven't got a business.
Well, it's already been cheap,
So-
but if no one's buying it anyway, then
Yeah.
it can be as cheap as it likes
Yeah.
if there's no one here to have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is a pointless exercise, isn't it? If there's no one here. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
And also where, you know, where we find we kind of sit in the market now is like, you know, we are better than the M&Bs around us, but actually price point wise, because the chains have had to move so much to buffer those cost pressures they're also getting. You know, we were looking at an M&B down the road, and their fish and chips was more than ours and was shit. It was like, so if we can picture ourselves like,
Yeah, frozen
actually,
fish,
yeah,
like just, you know,
Yeah, right.
wet, soggy.
whereas we're actually not that expensive, we're in line with everyone else, but the quality is there, then people will choose us.
Yeah, and you can't keep put it back onto the guests, because you just outprice yourself in the market, and then you will be empty. You know, because so it's such a fine balance of trying to get it, the pricing right, but still not be busy fools, but be busy enough for people to choose you.
Well, knowing how good it is, I always expect it, even though I know it's not, I always expect it to be expensive.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm looking at the menu, and I'm just like,
Just
the
normal
pub down the
pub.
road, that's just like,
Yeah.
it's a normal price.
Yeah.
I go down and it's like, it
Yeah.
blows my mind.
Yeah.
We want it to be accessible, you know, to and people to come, you know, once a week, twice a week. We have guests that come, you know, once a week, twice a week sometimes, don't we? You know, we've got some hardcore regulars, and you know, we want to be able, want them to be able to do that. So yeah, we've got to quite outprice ourselves.
How did the legendary sticky toffee pudding come about?
I don't know how it came about. I think Pete kind of said, you know, when we did our opening menu, like, he wanted a Scotch egg on the menu, he wanted fish and chips, he wanted sticky toffee pudding. We told him we needed a burger. So there was a lot of debate before we opened, and that opening menu was obviously, it had to be right because it was showcasing what we were about. So Pete was like, right, I want to do a sticky toffee pudding. We were like, okay, fine.
I think he'd done it with Brad, hadn't he? In lockdown, maybe, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think that's or
So
something.
he then-
I think so. Then he wanted to then do a twist on something similar to what he'd done previously.
And he went on a big tour. So the sticky toffee pudding comes from like Cartmel in the Lake District. That's the origin. So I think him and Charlotte went on a sticky toffee pudding eating mission.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and he ate
Where was
loads of
our
sticky
invite?
toffee puddings. And I'm sure he won't mind me saying, like, there is a secret ingredient. Like, we use Earl Grey tea bags in our sticky toffee pudding. So
For dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that, like, and going back to like those little things, it like seems really obscure, and it's like, really? But when he went round eating sticky toffee, it's like, you know, it's really important he got the flavour just right. So yeah, and Sarah, there's something called operator fatigue. So, you know, when you're serving it every day, you're like, oh, we've got to change this
Get
now.
bored of it. But you've got to always remember that guests, it's their first time they're
And they
experiencing
are
it, even
bored
though
of
we've
sticky
served
toffee.
hundreds and hundreds of it since we were opened. I'm like, it's just time to go.
And I'm like, it's not.
time for it to go. I'm like, I'm done with my sticky toffey. And then I keep getting outnumbered, and I'm like, it's just time to say goodbye.
And it's kind of like, you know, I think it gives us better satisfaction when you put a plate of food down and people go, wow, like, oh, because back to your point, like, people eat with their eyes. And like, sometimes like you put something down and, you know, the table of all like, oh wow, look what you've got, you know. And I think the sticky toffee does have that. Some people don't like it. Some people don't like eating out of a tin. They like to pour it out, don't they?
on a
Put it
plate,
on a plate.
which is fine.
That is few and far between. But yeah, I think it's that one thing that looks amazing when it goes out, and people like definitely do. And they're like, oh, the sticky toffee pudding. But actually the pavlova, which we've had on the menu since we started,
Yeah, just change.
it's
the garnish.
changed slightly. But you know, the fact that that's vegan, because we make our own hummus, so we have the aquafaba water to make the meringue, and then we do like vegan chantilly. Like, that is another dish where people are like, wow, but we do think that's got to come off.
See,
Yeah. We'll end up bringing it back.
It's time.
All the good dishes come back.
I do love how it's served in the actual
Yeah.
treacle tin.
Yeah.
Every time I've had it, and you've had it a couple of times as well, in my head I'm still thinking, this must be a nightmare to clean all these.
Yeah.
There's a cupboard full of tins ready to go.
yeah, literally hundreds of them.
We
We've
blew
got.
up a microwave. We
Yeah.
put popping one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sparked.
But it is like, that kind of what you become known for, and you know, people do come and like the sticky toffee pudding, like, yeah, it's still on. Like the fish and chips, can never take that off, can we?
No. You can't have a pub without fish and chips, can you?
Yeah.
No,
staple.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, and people do love
fail
the fish
safe.
and chips.
Yeah.
Can we talk a bit about the plough? Are you allowed to talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully signing
whereabouts is that, and how did that come about?
So, yeah, the plan, Sarah said she wants 5 pubs in 5 years. I think we've kind of got a 10-year plan now. I think 5 years is a bit ambition, but we always just wanted to have a little collection of great pubs because, like we said earlier, we don't think there's enough of them around. So we went out for the day. It was like December, wasn't it? Like
Last week of
first
December.
Wednesday in December or something. And we'd got a list of pubs for sale, and we drove out to Malvern. We drove
And so the Worcester,
round,
yeah.
all the way around. Some pubs we just were like, can't even stop. Like, this is not. And we've
Yeah,
got
we're not driving the car park, drive back off. We're like, good luck with the sale.
yeah, it's up for us. And we've got a bit of a tick list. Like, it's got to have an outdoor space and it's got to have a decent car park. Like, that's the criteria. And there's got to have enough covers. So we're 80 covers inside here. Because, you know, ultimately we are here to make money. And, you know, a small restaurant, you've got to charge more. And we want, if you've got 80 covers, you can be kind of middle of the road pricing and be accessible. So we went round and we were out all day, weren't we? And we were like, oh, this is a waste of time. And then we were driving through Wollaston. We were going for a bite to eat in Starbridge. And we drove past, and so we're tenancy at the Wildmoor. So the landlord does the investment, and we just pay rent, and we just have to buy our beer through them. So the Plough is the same brewery. So we saw a sign outside.
So the same sign that was outside here, say Star Pubs, refurb planned, run your own business. So we were usually driving past it. I was driving, I was done. I just wanted a pint. I was like, I've had a long day, I'm done now. And we're driving past it, and Bex like, oh, look at that. And we were like, oh, it's a Star Pub. And she was like, turn around, we'll nip in. I was like, oh, I don't really want to. I'm done. Like, been out all day. I'm like, I just want to get some food and get back.
I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like, we've come out to find a pub today. There's a pub there. Let's have a look at it.
So
last one.
Did as told, turned around, drove into the car park, we walked in, and we were like, I mean, it's grim. Next level grim. Yeah. Like, you know, it's one of those pubs you think, how will you open the doors today with it looking like this? But we walked in, we just sat down, had a half, and we were like, oh, this actually could be something.
It's a beautiful, beautiful building.
Big double-fronted Victorian, old school pub. Lovely brickwork.
Big window. Like, this is kind of cosy country pub, like tucked. This is like on a fairly busy road, big building, stunning. There's like a front bar-y area. There's a back bar, there's big garden space. And so we were like, and we're in a tiny village of 400 people. This is in a village of 10,000 can walk there within 10 minutes. Wow. So very populated. Yeah. And just there's like, it's not a high street, is it? But there's a street with pubs on, proper pubs, like
Bathams, Cobb pubs.
Yeah. You know, which is great. But there was just nowhere when we was looking around where like we'd want to go. There was nowhere which is like gender neutral. It's all quite masculine, the pubs around there. There wasn't really anywhere for like a family to go, or, you know, somewhere to go on a date night, or, you know, there wasn't anything, nowhere doing like decent food. So we were like, this could work, and we kind of spoke to Pete about it, and we said it would be slightly different in that, you know, it's a bit more relaxed, and we're kind of seeing it as the more younger, fun, kind of bubbly kind of environment, whereas this is kind of, you know, not serious, but it feels serious. It's all laid up. It's a little bit restauranty, I guess, whereas this will be way more relaxed.
Just let people do, like, people eat and drink anywhere. So there'd be not late up, and just get pots of cutlery, you know, a lot more casual pub dining, I suppose.
Yeah. So it'd be, you know, here people come and they sit and they have a 3-course meal. We would imagine here it's more people popping in, having some snacks, having a burger. So it'll still be like same quality food.
Same suppliers.
Still do fish and chips, still do burger. But whereas our menu here is probably lends itself to be a little bit more foodie, that'll be a bit more, you know, we'll have a pie, we'll have just easy going food. But still, you know, we want people to come in and be like, oh, it's just mac and cheese. But then they'll try it and be like, fuck, that's the best mac and cheese I've ever had. We'll have scampi on.
It's a little bit
vegan
more,
burger.
Yeah. Just,
Is Pete going to be tied to this pub, or is he going to be whatever pub you've gone? He's going to be the executive chef, and there'll be people under him.
he'll grow with us.
We're quite fortunate here now, a bit like front of house. We can kind of trust them to, day to day they can do it. And I think this kitchen runs, whether Pete obviously has time off. He has his 2 days off a week. He's had a week off for a holiday recently, and no one will know because the team, he's got them to a standard where it runs whether he's here or not. But he will still oversee here and be, still do the menu and train the team, but he'll just split his time a bit.
Yeah, I think, here will still be, I guess, the flagship, isn't it? I suppose it's your first one, your firstborn, I guess. It's your first baby, isn't it? So I guess, and that's kind of now the balancing act we've got to make sure one doesn't drop for the other. So, it's going to be a bit of a balancing act to make sure that we've got great people in both, which, there isn't the pool of great people gets smaller, doesn't it? So, it's, and that's why we're looking at, it's about growing our own here, investing a bit more time with the younger team we've got to bring them up, and that's, we're always want to grow them from within.
And we want to see hospitality as a career choice. We started Makes of Hospitality because we felt that no one saw it as a great place to be. Work-life balance was shit. We still have interviews with chefs now and they're like, I'm doing 60, 70 hours a week. And I'm like, it's 2025, how? So we want to be able to be a place where you enjoy being, you get your work-life balance. We give everybody Christmas Day and their birthday off, 29 days holiday. We pay overtime. So we're trying to do those things, which will hopefully keep people working with us. Yeah. And also then when we do get a second pub, there's opportunity to grow and develop and move across the business. And that was, Pete, I think what was attractive to Pete is, he loved his time at Carter's, but now he's been able to, we're pushing him to think differently because we're at the plough. It's got to be as good quality as you're doing here, but probably a bit faster, a bit easier service. So how can we, still make our tartare, but use that tartare sauce in 2 places on the menu so you're not making 2 sauces for 2 dishes like we do here. So we're challenging him and pushing his thinking. I think that's where he's also learning and developing.
When does the plough open? That's where I never got to ask. When you're planning to open?
Fingers crossed, middle to end of August, depending. The builders are supposed to start work next week, but we're supposed to sign today.
Yeah,
so
still waiting.
Yeah, still waiting. But hopefully, it might be a baptism of fire, but we may be open for August bank holiday.
Wow.
So I know we'll do a Jeremy Clarkson.
Oh
Oh my God, that programme! I was shouting at the telly. Sarah was like, "It's the telly. Of course, it's not real." I was like, "Why is he not in there at 5 a.m. making Yorkshire puddings?"
Why didn't you do a soft launch
Yeah,
just for family and friends?
literally, we were like all the things
kinks,
that you should have done. So August bank holiday potential is the opening weekend.
Ask us tomorrow.
But we've got a meeting there tomorrow, aren't we? So we'll get finalised dates.
You've done a few collab nights as well, haven't you? You've done OPM.
Yeah.
You've done Bonehead.
Bonehead.
For the Bonehead
Yeah.
Oh, they're great fun.
Yeah.
Where did that come about?
We kind of just wanted to, as we said earlier, Pete's quite well connected, got a lot of industry friends, and we wanted to just do something which, again, is a little bit different. Collabs can work really well. And it's just another reason to come and visit again, to try something different. So it was the August bank holiday, wasn't it?
Last
we actually
year.
weren't here for the OPM one. But yeah, we were like, okay, let's do it on August bank holiday Monday. And it just kind of, then we were like, it was really great, but we were like, okay, we'd like to do 1 a year, 2 a year. And then I think, he spoke to Sham, didn't he, to do the Bonehead one.
Yeah. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? It's just it's just another reason to visit, hopefully for people. It just changes the reach as well. So I think when the Bonehead one came, we had people coming for Bonehead, which is great, and that then potentially might be their first visit here. So then see what we're doing, and then that kind of reaches more people.
And it's a bit of fun, it's a competition, we get people to vote, and it's nice to have someone different in the kitchen, and
The girls smashed it.
Yeah.
The girls from Bonehead did it. Yeah, they were
Sham-
absolutely
Sham
brilliant.
was like, I'm not needed, am I?
Just
No.
stood there like.
Shams are always like.
Yeah,
Just sat with me for an hour.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I think he did a bit of onion. I think he was prepping. Oh, was he maybe cutting the baps or something? And Pete was like, "That's the most I've seen you do in years. You okay?" It's like, they were like a bit of bants, kitchen bants.
Sometimes
But
it gives their reach because there'll be people that come here regularly that probably wouldn't go to Birmingham
Yeah,
or
100%,
Oakham. It's a
and
very
that's-
different style
Yeah,
of place. That
yeah.
when they
Yeah.
go to Birmingham next, they might go.
Oh, we'll go
Oh,
to
I'll go to
Bonehead.
Bonehead.
yeah, totally. And that's what the collaboration's all about, I suppose, isn't it? It's got to be a two-way street with that. So yeah, we're trying to.
Got
We've
two up our sleeves who we're going to do next.
Yeah, we tried to get one for August, but they were busy, so we couldn't do that, could we? But we'll get.
And then
we'll
Sarah
get
had a
one.
bright idea the other day and said to Pete, "Do you think?" And Pete
Oh,
was
I
like,
did, yeah.
"Yeah, probably."
So
But
we
we haven't spoke to said person yet.
Yeah,
so
we've said the first one's about trying to get a date in with them,
Yeah.
those guys, and then it's a
so
bit of
watch
fun.
this space.
It's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
They are good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to, you get the tick sheet as well. You got to pick which ones you prefer best.
Yeah.
I come, I got Siobhan ordered all your stuff and I ordered the bonus stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, right, we're going to split this. And
Yeah,
see what's
Yeah,
what.
a lot of people
I
did the
think the
same.
OKM one weren't people just chopping all the burgers in
think
half.
so.
and having half each.
Yeah, and I think that's the fun of it, isn't it? Really try both and see what you think.
Yeah,
But,
vote for your
yeah.
favourite. Who does it
It's a bit
better.
like nerve-wracking, isn't it, when we do it at first? Because you're like, oh God, how's it going to work in the kitchen? Like, with them working together and stuff, and they kind of got to get into their rhythm as well of how working with different people in a different, especially for the guys that come here, with different kitchen, different environment. Like,
Yeah, the first few checks are a bit painful. So everyone's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. And you're like, come on, got at least another 200 to do, so let's get into gear. But yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, Pete was just kitchen bants, I think, in there, wasn't it? All winding each other up.
Yeah, so before we move on, I'll just say thanks very much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah,
we
it's
really
been fantastic.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We're big fans of what you're doing, and we really appreciate you taking on this mission to make pubs awesome again. Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are on the mission. Keep pubs alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad to see them all close. So yeah, we need to keep it going.
Yeah, and if there's a shit pub in your area, then send it our way and see what we can do.
There's loads, but so I'll be sending it all your way.
What about this one? What about this one? Stop now. Yeah, we'll see.
Here we go. Do you have a favourite dish that you cook at home?
Well, my go-to always, if people are coming around or whatever, is Delia Smith's Basque chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken and chorizo, never fails with the rice. Literally, put like one part.
She's cooked this for like the last 9-8 years, whatever. And we were talking last night. And she was like, "Oh yeah, Delia." I was like, "I didn't know it was a Delia dish." She was like, "It is." No, I was like,
She didn't believe me. She thought I just made it up. And I was like, "Oh, it's Delia." And I was like, she was like, "How have I never known that?" And I was like, "Never asked."
You don't need the recipe anymore.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't.
But see, this is where, like, Sarah is actually like, we can both cook, but I have to follow a recipe, like, to the T. And if the recipe says you need cumin seeds and I haven't got cumin seeds, I'll go and buy cumin seeds. Like, I have to follow it to the T. When Sarah cooks, she's just like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, she actually...
Just make it up as I go along.
Probably a little bit more chefy than me. And she does help out in the kitchen here sometimes. I would not go anywhere near the kitchen. So yeah, like we do enjoy cooking, don't we? But I'm more definitely like even something I made last week, I'm like, well, where was the recipe to make it again? I have to follow it exact.
And she uses every single pan and pot and utensil. And I'm like,
Don't clean as
I'm
I
like, do you
go.
realise the KP isn't working tonight? Like, what are you doing about this? Absolute carnage.
Do you have a favourite restaurant in Birmingham?
Tell you where we have gone actually, and we really like Shakana. Every time we've been there, we've really enjoyed
Yeah,
it. It's
we've been
quite
there-
It's really
underrated.
different,
I
isn't
haven't
it?
been there enough,
Yeah.
actually. We haven't been there for ages.
You know, back to what you were saying earlier, that place where you go and it's like a little bit different and you're spending money going somewhere different. I guess the other place we go to quite regularly is it Tropea? How do you say? Tropea. We've been there a couple of times and again, really great food.
Yeah, Ben and Kasha smashed it.
Yeah.
It's
fantastic
incredible.
there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
And again, because
Yeah.
like both of those two restaurants is food we wouldn't cook at home. So I think when we do go out to eat, we like to go somewhere which Yeah,
It's a bit different,
Yeah.
I suppose.
they're two really good.
Do you have another favourite bar or pub? Obviously, other than this one.
I guess we go like pub wise when we're in town. Like we like going to the old Joint Stock. You know, that's got an institution, and Bacchus Bar. Like I think those.
Old schools.
Yeah, if we want to go, if we're in town, we're like
Just having a pint.
having a pint. Like we generally end up in one of those
Yeah.
places if we're out with friends, aren't we?
They just look nice as well. They're like unusual.
Yeah.
Especially the old Joint Stock. You go in there, like you go with someone that's not been before, you just tend to see them just.
It's got the wow
Looking around.
factor. Yeah.
Walking
And it's
yeah.
like it's a pub, like a proper old school pub.
And it's always busy. It's always got a good like.
It's got a little theatre at the side.
Yeah,
Have you been in the
yeah.
No,
theatre?
I've
Yeah.
never been. We always keep saying we'd go.
They do really random little things
Yeah.
shows, don't they? Yeah.
We always like to have a liqueur coffee in
Fox and
Fox and
Chances.
Chances.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's great.
go
Yeah,
there.
it's pretty good.
Um,
Can never get into couch. Just wave at them through the window. Pick us. Yeah.
there's loads of like, there's so many like little independents. You know, passing fancies is obviously great, but it's like we said earlier. You know, when you get the train into town and you might be doing some shopping or meeting some friends for doing the Christmas markets or whatever, wandering around. You know, it's then to go out of town, to go to one of the suburbs, to go and support the independents. It's like,
Yeah, like you said, like Sturgeon, that's it's a different night, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
the same night.
You go to
It's,
Sturchley, that's where
that's
you go.
you're
in.
there. That's your
night, yeah,
destination. Yeah. So
Which is
it's-
fine. There's plenty there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I
yeah,
mean,
but
we
if-
love Eat Vietnam. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely go there and couch. But yeah, I think like if you're in town, there's a couple of like good places to go, isn't there?
What's your favourite curry place?
Obviously, being here, Dine India in Catshill,
It's like after work.
really
pick it
good.
up
Get a
on the way
takeaway.
home.
Yeah.
It's really good curry there. Really good.
Ophime's on the list. I don't know if you can call that a curry. I mean, if you're going down that style of food.
I
I'd
mean,
love to
well,
go
the
back there.
Darjeeling actually on Stratford Road. That's where we used to. That's where that was our old go to when I used to live down that way.
That's gone as well.
But that gone.
Yeah, that's a
Italian?
limoncello.
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't it?
limoncello. Our friend Lizzie
That's
went.
nice.
Yeah, our friend
It's a
Lizzie
good
went there
place.
recently.
Is
Yeah,
she?
yeah, because she lives in Dickens Heath. But she said it was really good.
It's a nice
They
little
had a
family
meal.
restaurant.
Yeah, the family meal there,
The
so it's really
service
good.
is fantastic.
I didn't
They
realise
come
that's
over,
what I
introduce you, like, really friendly. Like make a big deal. I always take my daughter on her birthday
Yeah.
because they make a big fuss and they bring her over an ice cream and everyone sings happy birthday.
Oh,
and
cute.
They put a lot of effort in. It's
Yeah.
just little things like that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what
So
hospitality
nice.
and memorable, isn't it?
Where's your favourite curry place?
Oh, I like Rajamonkey.
Oh, in Hall Green.
Whole Green,
Yeah, it's good
really
actually,
good.
yeah.
It's my favourite. Takeaway
Yeah.
and go in
Yeah,
there.
I've had a takeaway from there previously, but I've never eaten in. Yeah, when they first opened
Yeah, I
years
love it.
ago.
And Ashes. Big fan of Ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Desi pubs though as well, you know,
Yeah,
so
all the
Tavern
Desi
and-
pubs.
Yeah, there's one
Yeah.
open in
Couple of them.
Very
Bromsgrove.
nice.
Yeah, one in Bromsgrove. Magic something. That's what it's called. Masala Magic in Bromsgrove. It's got like a sports bar,
Yeah.
pool table, and they do curries and that.
We'll
Yeah.
have to add that
I
to the
don't know
list.
about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one next to it's the old Grove, was it previously? Because they've got that new one as well, number 25. Actually, that was good in Bromsgrove. A new curry house. We went there for
Yeah.
your stepmom's birthday, didn't we? That was last
It's
November.
man, I keep
It was really
finding
good.
they're famous for these mixed grills that come sizzling. Then the curries are all of them are all fantastic. Better
Yeah.
than a normal curry house
Yeah.
curry. I think that's why pubs. No one's going there after the pub because they're in one that is a pub.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Eating
So,
there.
They're
tick
doing
tick,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they've
yeah.
kind of blown up a bit, haven't they, the Desi pubs?
They're huge. You go the one nearest us, the Covered Wagon, which is
Yes.
great, and it's always
Always
busy.
busy.
Yeah.
I've never seen it less than half full.
Pete
ever.
goes there quite a bit actually. He always talks about that place.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're making me want a curry now.
Put that on the list for this week, the meal plan.
Do that one night.
Do you have a favourite sort of budgety restaurant or place you'd eat that's a bit cheaper?
Eating out cheap now is not a thing, is it? You
It's
know,
challenging.
Like, you know, I think if you want, you know, cheap, you go into Weatherspoons and then you're not getting the quality. So
But you know what you're going to get.
yeah,
I guess it is just what it says on the tin, I suppose, in that sort
Yeah.
of situation.
I mean,
Not
we're
that I mean-
fortunate, you know, we've got Herbert's Yard really close. So I think that, you know, you can go there and just have some chips or just have a burger, you know, because I think eating out now, wherever you go, you know, for decent quality main, you're looking at what, 15, 16, 17, 18 quid.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Herbert's Yard for us, like if we've got Tricks or, you know, you went there the other Saturday because you were
Yeah.
off, weren't you? And
Yeah,
you were with Tricks
Took our
for the
daughter,
day.
yeah.
So you just pop there for a easy going bite to eat, street food.
I'd say
It's-
Herbert Chard fits that bill. Definitely.
Yeah.
I love going there.
Yeah,
It's so
same.
simple. You can go so many options. and
Yeah.
Again, it's loads of seats.
Yeah.
The bar's great.
Yeah, good vibes.
Yeah,
Like, it's a kind of it's a something for everybody. Like, you've got such an eclectic mix there. You've got like a couple of oldies there. You've got the young families. You've got the cool kids. It's like it kind of ticks all the boxes and it's just easy.
It's one of them places when it opened, I thought that won't work.
Random,
Yeah,
totally.
really random.
That's so strange.
Yeah,
Same.
M&S car park. Like, really.
Yeah. But it's
really
Nailed
totally
it.
works.
Yeah,
it's-
and there's another prime example of changing it up. They've layered, haven't they? Like, they've got the big outside now. They've extended the back. They've done the loos. They've really kind of
Evolved
moved
it.
with it there and moved with the guests and kind of listened and changed it up and keeping it fresh. I think that they do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere in Birmingham you haven't got to eat it that you're desperate to get to?
Yeah, rabbit.
You're watching this.
This is every
We're
episode.
still waiting.
Every episode, everyone says this.
Like, they come to us like pretty much when they're in the country, every Sunday.
Yeah,
You
they
see
do
the
seem to
name
hear a
drop
hell
in
of a lot,
every
yeah.
Sunday.
They're like, let
First
me know
table,
when you
12
want to
o'clock.
come. And I'm like, can you, any cancellations tomorrow? She's like, and they're
Never
like,
any
no.
cancellations. No one's giving up that seat, are they?
So,
You have to book quite far in advance
Yeah,
as well.
we should
It's
be more
one of them.
organised. But
I try. Every time I go online, I'm like, full. So,
So, yeah.
I know Pete went there. I think Ash managed to sneak him in because he was on his own, wasn't
Yeah.
he? He came back and said it was really good.
Yeah, they've
So,
got
yeah.
a great relationship as well from when they used to work together and stuff. So they support each other, I think, on that journey. So yeah, it's really good to see. I'm just super chuffed for them both. They've absolutely smashed it there. Absolutely nailed it. So
And,
we'll
like,
get to try it one day.
Ashley's doing what she wants to do, and I think that's one of the joys of doing it for yourself. We work with Pete. Like, if Pete wants to do a dish, like, even though sometimes we're like, oh, that's a bit random, that won't work, we'll work with him to be like, but how can we perhaps word it differently or change it differently? So when it's like a chef doing their own thing and they're not being governed or told by anyone else what to do, like, they're free to do it their way. And I think that's where, Ash and Erin have done really well, because she's just able to do her food her way in that little restaurant.
Amazing.
And that's where you see chefs really shine and succeed. And they're clearly doing it really well.
Your favourite breakfast spot?
We've probably got two, haven't we?
Yeah.
There's Canny, we love going there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's that if we fancy driving into town.
Yeah.
And then there's a lovely little brunch place in Bromsgrove, number 3A.
In Aston Fields.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
independent.
Claire and Gav have been there 10
10
years
years,
or something.
probably.
Yeah. And
Great
that's
spot.
another prime example. They've evolved. They've extended it out the back, a little courtyard, a little summer house and thing. And they just did daytimes, didn't they, for quite some time, like literally just till 3 o'clock or whatever, 8 till 3. And now they're layered on the evenings and the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever, did flatbreads and all that sort of stuff. So, but they're loaded breakfast buns are banging.
And good quality food, like they use Lashford sausages.
Really
And I think like those little bits.
As soon as someone says they're using Lashford, I'm like,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
you
That's-
know you're getting a good
I
breakfast.
know, because we use Aubrey Allen obviously as our butcher, and we saw when we went Pete and I went down to Aubrey's place in Coventry, their unit, before we got here, to have a little look around, chat with Simon, talk about what we're going to have on the menu and all that sort of stuff. And we both said to Simon, we love Aubrey Allen, we love their meat, but just your sausages aren't great, and they're just not as good as Lashford's. And he's just like, what? And he's like, what do you want? We'll make you a sausage. We're like, we'll make Lashford sausages. get the recipe, but like joking. But that's why we haven't got sausages on our menu, because I think Lashford's are the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a.
And I like, it's one of my favourite meals, a brunch. Like, you get up, you have your cup of tea, you pot them around, you're like, let's go have a bite to eat. And I think, especially like in this industry where sometimes you'll be on a late, it's a nice leisurely start to the day, a good brunch. So yeah, they're our two kind of go-to, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is there anywhere you class as underrated or doesn't get the appreciation it deserves?
I tell you where we did go that you don't really hear of all that often. Folium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been my
100%
top
underrated.
choice.
Yeah, we went there.
Yeah, we had an amazing meal there actually.
And I don't really see or hear much
You
about
never do,
them.
no. I love the place. I think it's one of the best
Food,
restaurants
like the
in
bread, the
Birmingham.
little bread roll thing was like
Yeah.
I still can taste it now. It was incredible. It was so good.
They're just very
Yeah, it's a good shout.
under the radar, I think.
And it looks, you get like a couple of things on a plate, and you have no, like it doesn't look like much, but then
Yeah.
the flavour you get
Yeah.
off these things.
And their service was great as well.
Yeah.
It was really hosted and really like personable. Where sometimes you can go to certain places, it's a bit like stiff.
Yeah.
Don't really know who's running it. I don't really know much about them, but I know the food was really great when I went, and I don't hear much about them or see much about them.
We
But
should
it
go
was
back.
really good.
Yeah, we should go back. Yeah.
It's a lot of people's favourite restaurant. You speak to a lot of
Yeah.
chefs, and you say, "Where's your
Oh.
favourite place?" They'll
Yeah.
go Folium.
Yeah.
I've got some of the top chefs in the city.
Really?
They're like, "Yeah, Folium's my number one place."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a good shout, underrated, yeah.
What's the best restaurant you've ever been to anywhere?
Helen DeRose.
Yeah, Connaught,
Yeah.
Helen Rose, yeah. It was, Bex took me for my birthday a couple of years ago. It was insane.
And I think one of the reasons it was so good is it's 3 Michelin star. It's in quite a pretentious place, but the service, they just completely like got our vibe, like really relaxed.
Yeah.
And they just like, we're having like banter with them. We got very merry. And it was just like, it wasn't stuffy, like it wasn't. And we also went to Core, didn't we, recently, last year or something. And so to compare the two experiences, both female chefs, both 3 Michelin star, Core was so very different in the fact that it was like, I say stuffy, but it was
quite robotic.
very 3 Michelin star, very old school. Whereas when we went to the Connaught, it was just, I don't know, just relaxed and felt complete. And the food was incredible, and the wine, and it just,
Whole experience, it was
obviously
incredible.
very expensive.
She did go a bit white when the bill came over. I was like, thank you.
And then we went into the
I was
bar.
like a joint account anyway, I'm sure. But
And then we went into the bar, and Sarah was like, "Oh, I'll have fancy a little Japanese whiskey." And we're like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And so again, a little bit merry. She's like, "Oh, I'll have this one." Thank fuck he came over and was like,
can I just double check?
"This one?" And she's like, "Oh, no, not that one. No."
It was like 125 quid for 25 mil.
Yeah. She was like, "No, I definitely mean that one." I'm like, "Yeah,
I think
you
that
mean
was,
that
it was
one."
still like 30, 40 quid or whatever, but it definitely was 125.
Yeah, I was like, "Thank God he checked."
Jesus.
It was, an expensive day.
But I think, as we said, we've got a couple of places on our list we want to get to. And my dad always said to me, "Oh, I can't believe you spend all that money like going to a restaurant." But like that is where we find so much like joy, like eating out in great places,
It's money well spent
Yeah.
for us and for a lot of people, but a lot of people don't understand
See
that,
that.
do they?
It's what you want to spend.
Right,
My mum
yeah.
and dad will go to Lanzarote on holiday and spend 500 quid. I'd rather go to a really nice restaurant and
Yeah.
spend 500 quid.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
more memorable to
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
like,
exactly
time.
that. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where you choose you
Yeah.
choose to spend your money.
And like we, making memories rather than collecting things, we don't, we would rather spend our money, like you say, going out and enjoying and making a good, getting lots of good memories.
Yeah.
Than, I mean, I don't drive a particularly nice car because I don't care about cars, but I do care about going to nice places, and we probably do spend a little bit too much eating out, but what makes us happy
Yeah,
and fat.
happy and round.
Yeah. I do like that. What about you? Best restaurant, best place you've eaten?
Inisha.
Where?
Inisha.
In
Oh,
yeah,
still
that's-
not been.
It's
Yeah.
Still on the list.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so much. It's just. I've eaten a core as well.
Yeah.
Been at loads of great places, but it's just so much better than everywhere I've been. It's
Really?
phenomenal.
Just the whole experience. It's quite
just everything,
experiential,
and
isn't
it's
it?
just
Yeah.
chilled. And there's so many people from Birmingham there because it's on the same line. You can
Yeah.
get there in like 2.5 hours on the train from Birmingham. You go in, you're like, didn't you used to work at there? Didn't you used to work there? And like
know
everyone,
people.
yeah, there's loads of people in there
You
you
mean
just know.
Brummie's working there? I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why? He's so happy he's gone somewhere that's full of Brummies.
I'm
It's just loads of
home.
Brummies.
This is it. Home from home.
I don't like living in Brum, but when I do,
I like it to be full of places in Birmingham. There's loads of hospitality people that you recognise,
Yeah.
and it's just the foods. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah, we do. It's on the list as well. But
I think Grace and Savour, you know.
Yes.
Grace and Savour probably on my
Love
list.
Grace
and
Manor.
Savour.
yeah,
It was so good.
It's
Just
incredible.
the,
isn't it?
yeah, the whole feeling of being around, the whole ethos and like soil and
Yeah, they're doing great
everything
things,
made in the
aren't
garden.
they?
Yeah.
yeah. There's another prime example of evolving as well. They've
Yeah.
they've layered and layered, haven't they, onto
Yeah.
that, you know, and really, you know, compared to how it was previously.
Well, I remember when we stayed at Hampton Manor.
That was before, wasn't it?
Yeah,
When
and
I
I
think
think they were just
when
going
Peels
through-
and Rob Palmer was still there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was Peels before, and you know, it
I
was.
think they were just refurbing the rooms
that was
then
all-
and bringing
yeah,
it
kind
up
of
a bit more
evolving.
modern.
And but yeah, to see what they've done there, has done an amazing job. I think, you know, you've got to praise these people in this tough environment to, like, if they are able to keep changing and evolving and changing their guest base and getting the reach bigger, then fair play to them. It's great,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
to see.
And I'd say every time I've been to Rabbit,
Yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
it's every time it's been different, and every time it's just
That's good.
like I'm always surprised it's good, even though I class it as one of the best places. I sit there, I'm like, Ash, this is.
Like just
Yeah.
next
I
level.
can't get over how nice this is. Obscene. It's a leak.
Yeah.
How have you made this leak taste like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. So thanks very
Brilliant.
much.
Oh,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's that.
that's it.
There you